The war must be ended. Zelenskyy declares Ukraine's readiness to take decisive steps for the sake of peace. The current president of Ukraine has officially declared and stated that the country is prepared and ready for real, concrete, and decisive actions aimed at achieving a just, dignified, and long-lasting peace. According to him, this is not just about political declarations or diplomatic wording, but about a genuine intention to move from words to action, actions that can bring the end of the war closer and restore security to Ukrainian cities. He emphasized that Ukraine is demonstrating its readiness to work on the peace process as concretely and responsibly as possible, since society is tired of constant fighting and expects tangible results. Well, you'll find more details in our report. You're watching the Glavred channel. I'm your host, Yevgeny Serov. If you enjoy this content, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Zelenskyy officially announced that at the preparatory meeting before the new round of negotiations, the Ukrainian negotiating team was nearly established, and the main framework for the future dialogue was agreed upon. The delegation includes key representatives of the military, political leadership and security agencies, among them Defense Minister Rustem Umerov, Head of Military Intelligence Budanov, diplomats and members of parliament. According to the president, such a broad and professional team will make it possible to take into account both military and diplomatic aspects, as well as to respond quickly to any proposals or risks that may arise during the negotiation process. He specifically emphasized the importance of cooperation with the United States. Ukraine is counting on bilateral meetings with its American partners, since it is Washington's support that plays a key role in creating the conditions for negotiations and ensuring future security guarantees. Zelenskyy reminded that the draft of the Bilateral Security Guarantees Agreement between Kyiv and the United States has already been prepared, and both sides intend to continue working on its details, as well as on documents that will address the post-war recovery of the country's economy, infrastructure, and energy sector. According to him, this is the foundation not only for ending the war, but also for the future development of the state. The president emphasized that Ukraine is truly ready to take real steps for the sake of peace, but this peace must be dignified and long-lasting. He noted that the initial measures to de-escalate, which have begun to take effect in recent weeks, are helping people believe in the very possibility of a negotiation process. When the intensity of strikes decreases and there is at least a brief respite, society starts to feel that diplomacy can work. According to him, it is precisely the trust of the people that becomes an important component of any future agreements. The war must be ended. I thank everyone in the world who is helping, Zelenskyy emphasized. The statements were made against the backdrop of preparations for a new round of trilateral meetings involving Ukraine, the US, and Russia, which are to take place in Abu Dhabi. International mediators are actively involved in the process, and the participation of the American side is seen as a key factor in exerting pressure on Moscow and at the same time as a guarantee that the discussions will not remain a mere formality. At the same time, Western media note that a number of complex issues remain unresolved. First and foremost, this concerns the future of the temporarily occupied territories and the actual mechanisms for ensuring security after a possible agreement. At the same time, Zelenskyy has repeatedly emphasized that Kyiv will not agree to peace at any cost. Ukraine does not intend to sacrifice its sovereignty, territorial integrity, or the safety of its citizens for the sake of a formal cessation of hostilities. In accordance with his perspective, peace must be just and sustainable, not a temporary pause before a new round of aggression. That is why the Ukrainian side insists on explicit and robust guarantees of support from its allies, and substantial concrete commitments that will effectively prevent a repeat of the tragedies of recent years.